Good morning, how are you? It's Caroline from Complete Fitness and Wellbeing with your 5 moves in 5 minutes. And the 5 moves today are from our balance and strength class. I'm going to show you a couple of moves that we do every week, just to again work on those progressions to see how we progress and how things can feel week to week. And some weeks you think you're progressing and actually you can feel like you've dropped right back down again, because that's just how balance can be. Lots of things taken into account with your balance. Good morning, how are you? Good to see you. And then about 3 other moves where we're going to add a bit of strength into that balance mix as well. So throughout the classes we're just getting a real mixture of being aware of the body, finding our balance, adding more to it to encourage it to develop more. So if you're going to join in, that's fantastic, but please make sure you're feeling fit and well, you're only doing what's suitable for you and your health and fitness. And as we are working on balance, have something close by if you need to hold on to. There is no problems with that at all. And that's the beauty of doing the classes regularly. You can then progress from, if you needed a lot of support to start with, to when you get to the point where you might not need it as much. So, and as always, clear safe space. So we're going to start off with 2 moves we do every week. First one, we're going to start with feet hip width apart, come up onto tiptoes, bend our knees, lower down and straighten back up again. 45 seconds work. So I'm going to come up, gently up onto tiptoes, bend my knees, push my hips back a little bit, lower my heels down, straighten. Tiptoe, bend, lower, straighten. So I'm literally tuning in with my toes. How do they feel coming up onto tiptoe? I'm then hinging at my hips, bending the knees, lowering down. My ankles, knees, hips are all being worked. So I can take the time to just tune into each of those. How are they feeling? Any restrictions? Do they move easily? Because we want everything to work together. Which again, when it all works together, when we need it to, it can help support us with that balance. Now if you wanted to, you could hold a weight while you're doing this to add a bit more strength to it, or you can just tune in with how everything feels. From there, we're going to go into a heel-toe walk. So rather than being hip width apart, we're going to change that dynamic and sort of visualise walking on that tightrope or on the curb. I am going to walk heel to toe, and then I'm going to add a little sit down. Not literally sit down, but again, hinging at the hips and then coming back up again. Heel to toe, feeling the heel against my toes, the feet connected with the floor, and then aiming to control that little bit of a sit down whilst I'm in that much narrower stance. Again, you don't have to do the sit down, you could just do heel to toe walking forward and back. And we're going to encourage walking backwards as well, because again, we can then find that sense of where we are, that proprioception, the body and the senses are having to work to take into account where we're doing. But as always, just do what feels right for you. We'll just do a few forward and back till the timer goes, and rest. Brilliant. From here, I'm going to use a weight now, but you don't have to at all. We can just use our body weight. I'm going to do a single leg Romanian deadlift with a row. So feet hip width apart, my right hand's holding my weight, my right leg is going to be stepping back. So I'm going to step back, then begin to hinge. As I hinge, my back leg raises up, my arms long. I'm then going to row and then exhale as I come back to standing. So my left side, my left foot, my left leg is having to really work and stabilise me. Now again, you might not want to come up into that position. We could just take a step back, still hinge, we're still transferring the balance, challenging the body. Taking the time, feeling everything working through that grounded leg. From here, I'll use my other leg. We're going to just do a single leg balance. So my right leg is going to be grounding me. My left leg is going to be hovering. It could be just off the floor, wherever you want it to be. Left arm is going to be doing a bicep curl and then a tricep press back. So the arm is moving, the rest of the body isn't, although my right side is really having to work to stabilise me. I'm creating momentum with that arm, whilst also working on the bicep muscles and the tricep muscles, as well as balancing. During the class we do 2 rounds, so we would do the other side as well. Oh, it's trickier than I thought it was going to be. Lovely. And then from there, we're going to go into a clock face. Now actually I could just hold this weight purely because I've got it in my hands, so I'll pull it down. I'm going to tap my leg out to 12, 3, 6, and just back and forth. So again, my left leg is being my supportive leg. Slight hinge at the hips, bend of the knee, tap out to your imaginary clock face. And that little point of contact just gives you that little extra bit of stability. We could not tap down, but have the foot hovering off the floor and then maybe glide it round. So the movement is coming from my right hip, leg is long, my left side is stabilising me. So again, good mobility throughout the hips is what we're working on as well, so the legs can move in all ranges. Nearly there. And pause. So there we go, 5 moves in 5 minutes we'll be doing shortly in our 8 o'clock class. Challenging our balance, working on the moves that we can see how we can progress on and develop, and then adding more into the mix, because throughout everyday life our balance is always being challenged. It doesn't follow a set pattern, does it? So adding different movements in, different weights, different stimuluses all help with that. So let me know how you get on. How is your balance? I would love to know. And if you want to find out more about the classes, come and join us in June. Jump into June and join the Complete Fit membership, and we'll cover all the classes to cover strength, core, cardio, balance and community as well. Anyway, have a super day. I will catch up with you next week with another 3 5 moves in 5 minutes spread out through the week. I will see you soon. Take care.